It was another challenging month for the profitability of cryptocurrency miners, with many coins still down 70, 80, 90% or more as the bear market drags on. Welcome. Today I'm going to show you how I made over $3,000 in cryptocurrency mining income in the month of August 2022. But I didn't sell any of those coins that I mined this month, and in this video I'll show how that $3,000 could potentially be worth more than $27,000 in the next bull run. This will just be income earned in the month of August 2022. This will be income earned from cryptocurrency mining, running cryptocurrency nodes, and any interest earned in decentralized finance, also known as Defi. I've also included estimates for my monthly expenses so that we get an accurate picture of my monthly net income. Such expenses will include estimates for my electrical costs for running my cryptocurrency miners and any virtual private server or VPS hosting costs for running my cryptocurrency nodes. As I've stated before in previous videos, my strategy for cryptocurrency mining is to get an exposure to a large number of different cryptocurrency mining projects, knowing full well that some of these projects are going to fail, but I'm hoping that some of these other projects will see wild success and it'll completely offset any failed projects that I'm investing in. I truly believe that cryptocurrency mining is here to stay, and that's why I have confidence in this strategy. This is the fourth month where I've been tracking my cryptocurrency mining income. I'll link the prior month's videos in the description below if you're interested in checking them out. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. So I'll start off by saying I'm not sharing this information with you today to try to brag about how much cryptocurrency mining income I'm earning each month or to brag about being in one project over another. I really don't find that to be constructive. I'm really sharing this information to try to hold myself accountable to track the profitability of all my projects over time so that I know when to get into or out of projects as they become unprofitable or become more lucrative. I hope you can gain some insights from some of the things I've learned in this video. As always, for disclosure purposes, this video is not financial advice and is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research before investing in cryptocurrency projects. Let's get started. All right, let's start with a high-level review of our monthly charts. So starting off with revenue. Revenue for the month of August came in at $3,008. That is up $746 from our July numbers. And you can see that increase is split pretty much evenly between miners and nodes. And the increase in miners driven by some miners that came online at the end of July that now had a full month of activity in August. And the increase in nodes is due to some new Flux nodes that I put online here at the beginning of August. For our monthly expenses, you can see our expenses are up versus last month, and that's really driven by those same two things. The increase in miner expenses is driven by the increase in electric expense from those new miners, and the increase in nodes is due to VPS hosting costs for those new Flux nodes. So you can see for our month of August, our net income came in at $2,456, an increase of $480 over our July figures. So a good improvement over July, but really nowhere near where I want to see these numbers in the long run. All right, next, let's look at my income by project. My number one project for the month of August were my MatchX M2 Pros. I have two of these. Earned me $751 for the month. Now, one thing to notice, this is up versus prior month, and that's driven by the MXE token saw a pretty big run yesterday where it was up about 15%. So that increased our average earnings per day for the month for MXC. Our number two project are my Flux nodes. I did a video on Flux earlier this month. I have two Nimbus and one Stratus node. They are being hosted via a VPS hosting service. So right now I'm incurring $120 in expenses for that hosting service each month, but right now it's generating just under $600 in revenue, so a net $459 per month. All right, my number three project, which has been my number one project the last several months, are my pre-search nodes. I currently have 78 pre-search nodes, which earned me $596 in revenue for the month, and I incurred expenses of $142 for VPS hosting costs. I had 4 new nodes that I spun up this month, and those were all using a minimum stake of 4,000 pre-search each node. The staking minimums for nodes switched from 2,000 to 4,000 at the beginning of July. Number 4 project is my Gold Shell KD Pros. I have 6 of these. This is also a fairly new project. I got into these in late July. So they earned me $335 in revenue, and we're estimating expenses for electrical costs of $122, so a $212 net income for the month. Our number 5 project is my Stefan NFT shoes. I haven't made a video on this project because I don't have a lot of confidence in the long-term sustainability of this project. So this is the one project every month I am actually selling my coins as I earn them. All the other projects here, I'm holding my coins for better prices in the future. But since I don't have a lot of confidence in this project long-term, I am continuously selling my coins every day. So this project earned me $145 for the month. So out of the top 5, there's no real big changes for the prior month, so I really won't go through all these in detail. One thing to note, for number 12 for my helium, I still only have 2 of them online, but I'm actually going down to Iowa this weekend to install my 5G miner and to put up 2 other helium miners. So after this weekend, I'll have 4 Bobcat 300s and 1 Bobcat 5G miner online. And then another thing to note for number 9, my Deeper Connect Mini, my credit score is now 776. Once that hits over 800, my earnings per day will increase, I believe, about 40%. So that'll be probably coming in October at some point. So scrolling down here to the bottom, I also had one other new project for the month, and that was my FutureBit Apollo Bitcoin miner. You can see here I only had it online for the last 7 days of August, and I'll have a video coming out shortly on my experience so far with that miner. And then finally here at the bottom, if we look at number 21 and 22, my Gold Shell Mini Doge Pros and my Gold Shell CK Box, you can see here are both not profitable at my current electric rate. So I'll be watching these closely. If it continues to become more unprofitable, I'll likely shut these miners off in the near term until we see higher prices. So there were no new miners added to the miner graveyard this month, but like I mentioned, I'll be watching those mini box miners closely. And if we continue to see unprofitability in those miners, I'll be shutting those off for the near term. So as for pending projects, like I mentioned, I have a Bobcat 5G helium miner that I'm installing down in Iowa here this weekend. And I also have an additional Bobcat 300 helium miner that I'll be installing in Iowa as well. I have 6 S19 Pro 110 terahash Bitcoin miners that are being hosted with Musk miners, and those are hopefully go online here the next couple weeks. And then I also have a Demo data miner. I have 2 of those on order, and those are expected to be delivered in October of some time. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm not selling any of the tokens that I'm mining each month at this point. I'm really waiting for higher prices before I sell my tokens. So I wanted to put together a scenario analysis of what would the profitability of all these miners look like if all these tokens hit their all-time highs again. Now, obviously, I know this is not a very reasonable assumption to make that this is going to happen anytime soon, especially in the midst of a bear market. But I do believe that most of these tokens someday will hit their all-time highs and new all-time highs in the future. So I think this is an important analysis to put together to just look and see what the potential upside is in all these different cryptocurrency mining projects. So what I did is I put together my analysis, but instead of the current price, I put the all-time high price for each of these different cryptocurrency tokens. So you can see based on that, if we were to see all-time highs for all these projects, my number 1 project for the month would be Grin, which would net me $6,630. Our number 2 project would be our pre-search nodes, netting $5,700. So you can see here in total for the month, our net income, if we were to see all-time highs, would come in at $26,600. So a vast difference than the, just under $3,000 in net income that we were seeing at current prices. And this is really where I'm looking to sell a lot of these coins in the future, is when in a couple years from now, when we see new all-time highs for a lot of these tokens. So that's really why I'm not focused on the current price of a lot of these tokens, because I'm really waiting for new all-time highs, which may not happen for another year or two, but that's really where I'm looking to sell these tokens in the future. Now, one thing to note here is I did remove Steppen from this all-time high analysis because I am actively selling my tokens on that for that project every day. So I am not planning on holding those tokens in the future. One thing I wanted to add, which is not directly related to my cryptocurrency mining income for August, it's this Excel add-on called Cryptosheets. It's a free add-on. I'm not being compensated by them in any way for this, but essentially you can use it to look up the current price of many cryptocurrency tokens. I found this much easier to use to look up prices as opposed to going to CoinMarketCap or another website and trying to look up current prices individually. So they have most coins listed on here. The ones here listed in blue, I've had to manually input because they're not on there yet, but I have found it to be very helpful when I'm tracking the prices of a large number of coins. I could use this Excel add-on to look up the current price. So obviously it wasn't a great month again for cryptocurrency mining overall. But really, I'm not focused on the current prices of a lot of these tokens because I am confident that we are going to see much higher prices in the long run. And that's really when I'll be looking to sell my tokens. I'm really more concerned about trying to continue to learn and trying to find the next big cryptocurrency mining project. And I hope I can find that and share that with you. If you have any questions or comments or want me to go in depth on any specific projects, just let me know in the comment section below. I try to make it a point to reply to everyone's comments. Thanks again for watching, and goodbye.